So far this year, I've talked to you about how you can help yourself in your class, how your education will affect your future goals, your future dreams, how you can already attend college. But it's all about you. And what I want to suggest is that occasionally you want to think about other people as well. Here's an opportunity for you. This is called Freerice. It is it's a website where by practicing your math or your vocabulary and putting up with the ads that appear in the website, you actually are donating rice to the UN World Food Hunger Program. So here it is. I'm going to share my screen with you. This is, oops, wrong one. This is it. So this is what hang on just a second, let me get a little. So this is the main screen. Usually it'll come up with vocabulary. I happen to have chosen some math problems. This says a to the fifth power. When you see that little arrow, up arrow key, it means to the power of. So this says take a to the fifth and divide it by a to the second power. For those of you who know, you cancel two of these a's with two of these that are being divided, and you get a to the third power. You don't divide the actual exponents, you subtract them. Now, when you get a problem right, you are literally donating rice to the World Food Program. This one is a squared times a squared times a squared. If you multiply 2 times 2 times 2, you get 8. But because we're taking exponents and we're working on the exponent level, we add the exponents to reason. A squared means a times a, times a times a, times a times a. And there are 6 a's being multiplied together, which is right here. You'll notice it turns green when I get it right. In this particular one, I really like this problem. You have to distribute the -3 to both parts. In this particular one, I don't think most people would have trouble, but when that looks like a subtraction there, sometimes they'll distribute the +3. Since I have to distribute the -3 to both parts, I have 5a minus 3a, which is 2a. And a lot of people are going to say, well, that's just 2a plus 2. But it's not, because this -3 is also being multiplied by the 2, which gives you 2a minus 6. It's right there. This one says 0.6 times 0.8, and you get 48 when you multiply 6 times 8. And we have to move the decimal 2 places because there's one place here and one place here. One way to think of it is that this is 6/10 times 8/10, which gives you 48 hundredths because the tenths are being multiplied. 48 hundredths is right here. 30% of 60 means to multiply 30 over 100 times 60, which is 1800 over 100, or just 18. Anyway, you see the point. The point here is that you can do some basic math and you can earn rice for other people. You're helping yourself and helping other people at the same time. Now, the one that comes up the most often when you go to Freerice is the vocabulary quizzes. And if you go to categories, you'll see that you have a lot of choices for different categories that you can study. The first one that usually comes up is English vocabulary. The one, of course, I'd like you to do the most is the multiplication table, the basic math. Where is the other one? They used to have the SAT on here, but I don't see it now. So I'm going to go ahead and go to English vocabulary and show what I mean. Obviously, scream means to yell. Now, one of the things you're going to find is that it will slowly go up in the level. But if you want to jump levels, you can always go to the menu and change the difficulty level. And the difficulty level, let's go to the hard level. And you'll see that the words should be much more difficult. Let's set the level and go back. So argosy means a large ship. Divest means to strip away. Usually it should have said strip away from. Symbolo, I'm not sure about. I'm guessing that it may be, it sounds like a harpsichord. It is. Platitudinous means to be trite. It means to go ahead and to underestimate someone in the way that you speak to them. Surdit, I'm not sure about that one. It sounds like an overcoat though, and it is. A corvette, surprisingly, is a warship. Of course, you're thinking of the car, but a corvette originally was a warship. And hopefully the car looks a little like that. Capitation is, sounds like deceitfulness. Nope, it's a poll tax. So I finally missed one. It will come back again and check to see if you know it. Anyway, hopefully you see what it is. There are other categories. So let's go to one other category. Let's take a look. Remember, the menu's over here. You have difficulty levels. You also have groups. And the group that I created was for, let me go to my groups, the Passaic Panthers 2024. So this is for the freshman Passaic Panthers, and this is your group code. You can see it here, Z96B PCDE. That way your entire group gets credit for the rice that we do. And you want to join my group and play the game. Again, the category you want. And there's quite a few others, but either multiplication table or basic math. And let's see how many levels there are. I don't think there's very many levels for this one. I wish they had more. Oh, well, let's look at the hardest level. 1/3 times 1/3 is 1/9. 6% of 200 is 12. And 3 times 1 plus 2a is 3 plus 6a. Have to use the distributive property and so on. Anyway, I hope you'll do it. This will be a part of your assignment. When you get to your totals, I believe you can see your rice totals as you go. Grains of rice donated so far. Make sure that if you're going to do this, that you include, when you do it, when you make your screenshot, make sure your name is on it and your progress, and then you say Shift Command 3 for me, and you take a screenshot and send it. You should do a minimum of 1,000 grains of rice per day, but of course, hopefully you'll do much more than that. Anyway, there's the assignment. Let me stop sharing here for a second. And